Good morning, everyone. Back again with the with an update. Yesterday, I named a bunch of things that I needed to get done on the Prowler, but I didn't mean all at one time. The outside painting, actually, I won't be able to do until I had to order special the paint that I wanted, so it's going to be a minute before it comes. So the outside things, other than the lights, are going to have to wait. The tail lights came yesterday, so we'll replace those today, which is pretty simple. You just, they got a few wires, just not complicated. I have some epoxy because there's a small hole in the black tank, and so I got this fiberglass repair kit I'm going to use for that for now. Even though for this camping trip we're not using the black tank, we're not going to use the restroom because the camping ground we're going to has a flushable toilet, so there's no need to use this restroom in here. And we're used to boondocking. We're used to tent camping, so we don't depend on the things in the camper because we've never had a camper. So I did, I washed this cover, which I got dusty again, for the couch. I'm making new covers for these plastic things, but it's not something I'm gonna do right away. I wiped everything down with bleach. My granddaughter did that. Had her, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the things that I have to get done before camping is pretty much just cosmetic stuff. So putting the cabinet faces back on. I was gonna paint this white. I might still paint this white because my daughter said she would help me today. So I still may paint this cabinet front just from the heater over to here, not the benches. I have gray paint that the nice people I bought this from left the remaining. So I'm going to just repaint these benches back gray. I might do that today while I'm waiting for the packages to come because I ordered a new water pump because that one's shot. It has no power going to it at all. So I ordered a new water pump that's coming today. So my husband will put that in. And I got the board to make this into a cabinet today. It's pretty simple. I have my Blackstone in here, and then I also have a camping stove, my Coleman camping stove that I use when we are out camping. I did manage, so the water pump was the reason, hopefully was the reason why the water is not coming out of the sink. So we'll figure that out today. Other than that, the refrigerator's coming today, so we'll put that back in. I have the trim to go around it, which is pretty easy. I'm going to, sand it and clean it up around there, put the refrigerator in, put some trim on it. It's not, it's very cosmetic. The heater, I have some Rust-Oleum that I'm going to put on that heater just to make it look decent. Again, we're not going to use that heater for camping because we camp in the desert where it's mostly always hot, especially in the summer. Even at night, it only drops down to around 70. So we have this heater, which is an electric heater, but we have solar. We have 4 solar panels and an inverter and converter that all the solar stuff, and we have a generator, and we have a lithium battery. So we have power even when we're tent camping because we've been tent camping for 25 years. We've never had an RV. So yeah, the camper's going with us to camp because I would like to be able to sleep in here. So it's pretty much a glorified tent for this trip. There's not a whole lot that I'm going to be using in here except for because I cook outside already. My Blackstone usually goes on the cooking stand, and that, the Coleman stove. Yeah, and we usually use this little coffee pot when we're at camp because it plugs into um, the solar inverter, and it works perfectly fine. I did find this white coffee pot, which I'm going to donate because I didn't even know I had it in the bin. So I'm going to donate that to the thrift store down the street. We have a buddy heater also that we use when we winter camp, and that is run by propane. So yeah, we're pretty good to go camping this weekend. As I said, the refrigerator will be working. I just have a bunch of stuff stored in here right now until the refrigerator gets delivered. Um, the plug, that plug works. We've checked all of the power and electrical, and everything works. As far as electrical goes, electrical is fine. So the refrigerator will be plugged up, and it will be plugged into our um, solar network. So when I get to camp, as I usually do, I'll set up the solar system. We also do have this Blue Eddy that we use for charging my laptop and my cell phones, which I don't even use the cell phone when I go camping. Everybody knows I don't even deal with that, but I do use my laptop to watch movies and stuff on. So this keeps my laptop charged while I'm at camp, and then the teenagers or whoever's with me, they tend to they use it to charge their phones. And it also has enough power to charge like these little USB lamps that I have. Although I have lots of solar lights. This is one set that's tangled from the last time I went camping. Well, it's actually two sets that are mixed together. But yeah, I have these solar lights. I have so many of these. So yeah. Let's see. Can't get them to turn on because, anyway, I don't know why they're not turning on actually. Haven't gotten enough sun. Anyway, I have a bunch of those. All different kinds of solar lights. The fairy lights we usually put all around our campsite. And so nothing's changed. I'll probably string those solar lights. They're outdoor solar lights. I'll string those all around the outside of the camper when I get to camp, just to make it pretty at night. Like I usually do. So yeah, I have these faucets that we usually use when we go to camp, because I have a portable sink that I take with me to camp. And so we usually use these faucets, which they are electric faucets. And you just take this cord and you put this cord into here, and you drop this into we drop it into a 5-gallon bucket, a 5-gallon jug of water, and then we use one for drinking water that we get out of the freshwater machine, and then we use the other for like washing dishes. And so we have two of those. Here's one. This is this one that we use. It's a bigger one we use for like washing hands and all that kind of stuff. And so I have lots of camping stuff. So yeah, so we're good. The RV is going to go with us camping, but as I said, it's not going to, we don't have to be dependent on the restroom or the sink, or even the power in here. I'm just really excited to not have to sleep in a tent. Honestly, we have cots that we usually sleep in, but I'm so glad that I get to sleep on that instead. Although I will use those mats, but I'm not gonna sleep on those. I have a 4-inch foam mattress, memory foam mattress that I'm gonna put on here. Yeah. So I ordered the little this table folds down. And so I was sanding it yesterday because it had paint. It still has a little bit of paint on it, and trying to smooth it out, because I'm going to stain it. I'll probably do that today too. and that's about it. So I have a few little projects that I'm going to be working on today, but I'm not working on them by myself. My daughter helps, my grandchildren help, my husband helps where he can. So yeah, I mean, the minor projects. I didn't show the bathroom yesterday. The bathroom is, yeah. So those are the cabinets that I took off in the kitchen. And so we're not going to utilize this bathroom at all while we're at camp. Because as I said, they have full bathrooms at the campsite we're going to. Um, so we will have no need. I'll probably, knowing me, end up just storing stuff in here to get it out of the way. I did put Dakota's little camp potty in there. I don't have the insert in there. Well, she uses that at night when we go camping, so she doesn't. I have to walk her out in the middle of the night to the restroom. But yeah, because Rob, we fixed a leak that caused this water damage on the roof, and so now we just need to take down this old roofing. We need to take this ceiling down and take this off, which is just some. You see back here, I don't have the light on, but it's soft. It's very thin material. I don't know what it's called. Board. It's very lightweight. The camper's very lightweight. So I want to use lightweight materials. And so I got to pull all this out now that the leak is fixed. It rained all night last night. It rained all night. And so I kept worrying about it. And so I came out here to check on it to make sure that there was no leaks. Here's the shower. They put a brand new shower head on there. I'll probably just leave that one because we probably won't shower in here. We'll probably shower at camp like we always do if it has a shower. Let's see. Yeah, so I did order the L-shaped pole that goes here for the shower curtain. I think that's coming today, but I'm not going to do anything to the bathroom right now. That'll be a project that I do. This camping trip was planned for my great nephew's birthday, way before we decided to get this RV. Well, we had planned on having the brand new one, and as I said, we decided against that. I just had a really bad feeling about that new one. I was stressing out the moment we signed the finance papers, and I should have spoke up more when I was dealing with the car salesman, as the car salesman was he was very nice, and I should have spoke up more about not wanting to finance and why it went from $13.99 to $13,999 to $20,000. And all the add-ons, and so I was a little overwhelmed, and we were happy, and I didn't realize until I got home, like, wait, this is a lot. $13,000 RV, which was half the size of this one, mind you. It was half the size of this one. And so, yeah, I was just like, well, it doesn't seem like the best choice to go into that much debt for something. If the starting price is $13,999, as soon as we pull it off the lot, it's gonna drop down to like 12,000, and every day that we have it, the value decreases. So having that extra $8,000 tacked on for, I don't know why, 7,000 tacked on for, they said it was for $2,000, which I understood $2,000 to put a hitch on our car with a stabilizer, which I don't know if I could have gotten it done cheaper, but because we were buying the RV from there and they were like, we can do it all here and it has a 5-year warranty, I was like, okay, that's good. $2,000 for that. Okay. And it could be added to the financing. I thought, okay, not so bad. Then they added something, was like insurance. It wasn't the insurance that I needed to get on the RV to cover it. That I had to add to my current insurance, homeowner's insurance, because the RV doesn't have a motor, so it can be added to our homeowner's insurance or renter's insurance. But it was like I don't even process some kind of fees. that ended up being, yeah, the other thousands of dollars. And so after we left the car dealership, um, the financing guy had called and was like, well, the finance company needs a little more information. They're going to call you and verify your identity and all that. And I just started feeling sick about the whole thing. And so I told my husband, like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And so we called and told him that, we didn't want to do it. Thankfully, I don't know how it is in other states, but here in California, if you buy something and you don't take delivery, or even if you take delivery and you have like a 72-hour period or something like that, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I do know that there's a time period from the time you buy something and how long you're allowed to return it, when it goes to some big items like that. And so we hadn't taken delivery, and so we were in that window, and so we just told the finance guy, yeah, we think we're gonna go a different way. And I'm so glad we did, because although this camper needs work, this thing won't come on. And I'm gonna have to watch a bunch of YouTube videos to figure out how to take it off and replace. I watched a few last night, but I'm intimidated by the electricity. I really am. Anything with wires and having to rewire something, it's just, I can paint and saw and cut and sand and whatever, but when it comes to electricity, it's just not my favorite thing. I'm not going to do it, period, unless I really have to. My husband usually does that part, so I'll have to fix that. That'll be after this trip, because it opens. And so, this weekend at the campground is supposed to be really nice. The nights are like going to be around 65, and the daytime highs will be about 85. So it'll be nice weather, sunny, no clouds. So it should be great camping. Won't need to use any heaters at 65, because I don't need heat. But if we do decide to use heat, I'll run this heater off our solar, or I will use the buddy heater. So yeah, that's the update. I ordered the paint on the outside of this camper is lead paint, because it's from 1975, and it has the original. I put this doorknob on here. It's just a regular house doorknob, because the one that was on there wouldn't lock, and I wanted to be able to lock it. So yeah, this paint that's on here, it's lead paint. It's lead-based paint. So I had to order a lead blocker paint to go on it, and so I ordered that. That's gonna take a week or so to get here. And then the yellow that I wanted, which you can see on here, they have it's like a darker yellow, and then it gets lighter. I'm not going to do that effect. I wish I could, but I'm not. I just don't want to have to buy that many colors of paint to go around the whole thing. I'm just going to paint it sunshine yellow on the bottom and pure white on the top. And then at some point, maybe I'll go